no, I'm excited. I'm always loving going to New Orleans, but definitely for PILMMA, I always love going. So
Yeah. I think that's the first time I met you was at one of our PILMMA summits, wasn't it?
it was. Yeah, I got invited by another Mastermind member, another PILMMA member, and just that one PILMMA, uh, one time in New Orleans, I made so many connections where I was able to really start growing my firm. So just that one conference really started me off really well. I had zero cases. I had just moved out to Seattle. I had zero cases, and I went to the PILMMA conference, got invited by a friend, and the connections I made at that conference got my firm started.
Well,
So
that's great. That's great.
2019 to 2021, I mean, I was really grateful for the progress that I did make because I had zero cases in March 2019. I had zero cases. And by November 2021, I probably had, less than 100 cases. But I had cases. I had maybe two staff members. I would say majority of my cases, a majority of my you know, money was coming from litigation cases and from taking cases that no one else
What
wanted.
was the key thing that made you realize that this mastermind was going to be a good investment, like a good deal for you?
I every single person that had a good law firm and a thriving law firm that I knew of was in a mastermind. So I was like, well, there must be something to it because all the successful people are doing it. So I just figured I'd do it too. So
Okay.
that was that. I thought it was great. So when I first went in, I mean, for one, everyone's friendly and everyone's supportive. And I feel like when you're in this industry, you get beaten up so much by, the insurance adjusters, by opposing counsel, sometimes by your own clients. And so to have a place that you can go where people are positive, where they are not only encouraging, but have constructive ideas for anything you're facing it's just been really great. Like it's always just a breath of fresh air to go to a PILMMA mastermind. Um, but I didn't really know what to expect. So I went there and, it's a round table where everyone gets to discuss their ideas and what's working, what's not working. You can learn from what's not working from other people. You can learn of what is working from other people. Um, and for me, it was just really forcing me to take a look at my firm in a way where I'm having to present it to other people and really being honest with myself and honest with other people of what is working, what isn't working, and the accountability. Like if I say in November that X, Y, and Z isn't working, well, then by the next meeting in February, I just feel like I need to have a solution to that, or, I need to update people on what changes I've made. So it's also just that
When
accountability.
you joined the mastermind in November 21, and now it's just turned December 23 as we do this interview, you had like just under 100 cases. How many active cases do you have now, Janelle?
Oh. So I have over 400 cases now. So it's been astronomical in the growth. Yeah,
Wow.
it's been a blessing, definitely a struggle of growth,
Yeah. That
but
that yeah, that's what happens, as my daddy say, be careful what you wish for, right?
it's been huge. I mean, Ken, obviously, one thing I love about PILMMA is you can just call Ken. I don't know if you want to put that on your
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
but
I mean, if they're in the mastermind, they
yeah,
can. Yeah.
yeah. So I know, you and I talked, I think it was in April or May of this year. And, I said, hey, like I have all these cases. It's been great. Like my pipeline's great, but I can't get my cases to move. And it was just such a struggle of getting the cases to move. Um, and, with contingency, it's like you get all these cases in, your expenses go up, your overhead goes up, everything's going up, but you have to wait another 18, 24 months to
Right.
actually, make a profit on these cases. So I know you had suggested for one, I think it was your suggestion to actually just change case management systems because the system I was working with, I couldn't really see everything that was happening. And you suggested, hiring people, overseas and seeing how they could work. And just for like, things that are um, repetitive, but take a lot of time, right? So like calling insurance adjusters to get our PIP file. Sometimes that can take 3 or 4 calls. Sometimes you're on hold with the insurance company for 30 minutes. And why should a case manager or anyone be on hold that long? You can have a legal assistant do it. Following up on medical record requests, sometimes you can get them right away. Sometimes they just, it's like pulling teeth. So, changing case management systems, hiring people, overseas has just really helped get unstuck from where my cases were stuck at. And that's just been like phenomenal.
Because that's over 400% growth in 2 years. So you're going to have some cash flow problems. I mean, it just can't be helped in the PI industry. I remember when I did that, I went from signing up 20 cases a month to 120 cases a month.
Wow.
And my gosh, I mean, be careful what you wish
Oh,
for, right?
it's like I said, PILMMA's a great place because you can take a step back and kind of look at what you've done. I think, we're in the day-to-day and the weeds of it. I just kind of see the mountain in front of me, not always the hills and valleys
Yeah.
behind me. But yeah, if you can like take a step back, it's been great. There's still just so much to do, so much further to go. And that's usually where my focus is always forward. But yeah, you told me to, go door to door and talk to other chiropractors. And I started doing that, and I got a few referral sources just from making phone calls and sending mailers to chiros and asking for lunch. So I mean, everything that you have told me to do, I can't say I've done everything, but everything that you've told me to do and I've done has resulted in, getting another case. So every single thing you've told me has resulted in getting more cases.
Well, thank you.
So,
But the deal is you went and did it. That's what I tell people. You can have all the knowledge and all the ideas in the world, but if you don't implement, you don't go do it, you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. I tell people that when they, because it's a process. I make people fill out applications, as you know, and I'll have to talk to them before I will let them in a mastermind because I don't want them wasting my time and their time and the other members' time because they gotta, I want doers. I don't want talk. I don't want just talkers. I want doers, and you're a doer, and it's evident. You don't grow 400% in 2 years by not being a doer. Wondering if they should be in a mastermind group. What would you say to them?
well, if you're not in the Seattle area, then yes, you should be.
I know, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely, being in a mastermind, you're just, why struggle? Why go through 10 mistakes if you can just go through two? You can learn from the other 10 people in your group mistakes they made so you don't have to make them. Um, and it really just changes your mindset because if you're there with other people that are successful, it really stops that negative thinking of, oh, this can't be done because you're sitting right across from someone who's doing it. So it's really a shift in mindset. It is having, learning the tools, avoiding the pitfalls. It's, it's, like I said, I think every single successful lawyer that I know belongs to a mastermind. I don't know where I would be. I don't know where my firm would be right now if I hadn't met you. Truly, I don't know where it would be. Because you just get in that mindset of things can't be done. And it's just as soon as I came out here, I spoke with you and you made it very evident that it was possible. And so that's the biggest thing. And then you followed up with specific tools and action items to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know where my firm would be. I don't know where I'd be. I'd be, maybe back
Oh,
in Missouri crying or something. So